So this is for Mark and hopefully Mike. I'm in my garage, and I'm putting together the control boxes for this kitchen that I'm going to do. Okay. I'm doing in addition to that big fireplace. They want me now to do this big kitchen. I think I told you about this in the showroom, and right next to it is a fireplace. So we're going to put a two-zone system in there, so that they can have one controller. Zone 1 is the kitchen, and all underneath, and Zone 2 is the fireplace. So I have to have two boxes that I have to build. One of them has to be 3 channels, and one of them is just really 1 channel. That's pretty easy. This one is a little tricky. So I'm going to wire the box, pre-wire the box, so when I get to the job, my 3 channels are sitting there, and I just clip them on. That's how easy it's going to be. So this is part where, Mark, I think you were saying that you might not have the setup for doing something like this. If you could set up a DJ system, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? So all we have to do is take three pieces of 2-conductor 16-gauge cable and bring them into this box, and I'll show you how to wire it. And then you have 3 outputs that you get ready for just clipping on. So this is not tricky, but this is what has to be done. This is a control box, but then when you sell the control box, you have to wire it for the circuit that you're going to put in, and you have to identify what kind of circuit it is. So it's just squeeze an A and a B. It's really easy. It's like DJ. It really is. So I'm going to have 3 channels coming out. With the 3 channels, I can use 1 control. Now this box happens to have 2 controls, but that's because I already built it that way. So there's an extra control in there. You know what's good about that? If this one goes out, I only have to go there and wire this one in. It doesn't cost that much money. So it just happens to have an extra. I'm not going to make another box. I'm going to sell this box I already have. And it has an extra control that I absorb it in the price. So I'm going to pull 3 cables. Let's say they were speaker cables. Wire the blacks together. All the blacks go together, and then there's 1 positive. Okay, and that will give me 3 channels. I can go up to 72 watts per channel. So this is like a 2. So one of these little receivers can handle like 200 watts. I got a 120 watt power supply. That's all I really need for that circuit. So the controller can handle the power of this box, no problem. And so I'm just going to hook up one controller. This will be a backup because it's already in the box. I'm going to bring 3 wires out, like if they were 3 connected to 3 speakers, and the 3 speakers are going to be the 3 light circuits. That's basically how it is. So I'm going to pause the thing now, and I'm going to wire this up and I'll show you, because I don't have enough video storage to just keep going on and on, and you don't want to listen to me that long anyway.
Rory McIlroy.
Okay, so
Seemingly, as he made the turn yesterday, was
I'm watching the Masters, so that's very important to me. But that's what I like about my job. Anyway, I can watch the Masters and build these incredible boxes. Anyway, here's what I did. All I did is, this was a box that I had pre-made. It was a 2-zone box. I only need 1 zone, and I could take the second zone. I think I talked about this in the other video, but it's in there. It's going in a commercial install. It doesn't cost me that much. I'm going to leave it in the box. If this one goes out, I have one already in there. I'm going to disconnect it so it's not running. I put these, so I have all of these channels, these 3 channels hooked up to 1 controller, 1 receiver. They are, these are 3-channel receivers. It does say LED controller, but it really is a receiver. It's the way the Chinese think. We'll get into some of that. But anyway, this is the receiver, this is the actual controller. So anyway, this is a 71 watt per channel, 3-channel controller. So I made 3 channels. And the reason you want to do that is that if you connect all of these LEDs together in 1 long length, then as you start getting out beyond 12, 13, 14 feet, they start to get dim. So what you have to do is you have to, instead of putting, let's say, 30 feet of light on all plugging together into one channel, it's better to put 10 feet of light on each of the 3 channels. It's simple as that. It works, it's like sound. And so the limitations of 12 volt is that if you need a lot of it, you gotta have a lot of channels. And so there is other types of light that have of higher voltages that you can use for that, but it's a lot more expensive, and it's, for the kind of stuff that I'm doing, it's really not that necessary. It's not necessary yet. I'm looking at some 24 volt product, but this stuff works pretty good right now. The truth of the matter is, extra controllers means that if something goes out, everything doesn't go out. So it's not such a bad way to go. And it's only 12 volts, so there's some advantages to that. Anyway, a lot of stuff is 12 volts. A lot of the lights that were at the show that I just went to, I went to the science show, there were a lot of LED companies there. I picked up a lot of really cool, whatever they're called, modules, but most of it was all 12 volt, so it was pretty cool. So anyway, I took a controller that I already had built for 2 zones. I'm going to put it in this install as a 1 zone. It'll have a backup in there. And so all I did was make 3 channels so that all of the 3 channels are in zone 1, but it's 3 channels. So there's 3 legs of the circuit all coming back directly to the box. So there's no, it reduces all the resistance as opposed to if you hooked them all together. So you just basically turn them on and off. So this is going to be the kitchen. This is going to be the control box for this kitchen that I'm doing for them in their showroom. And there's about maybe 9 feet of light on each channel. So perfect. And so that box basically is ready. And now I'm going to ready the box for the fireplace in the showroom, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a control box in there, and zone 1 is going to be the outdoor kitchen, and zone 2 is going to be the fireplace next to it. So now I could use this, but you have to understand this is going to be in a different location. So that's just going to leave in that box, and I'm going to get another control box. For every circuit you need a control box. I'm going to get another control box, a small one, a 60 watter with 1 receiving unit. I've already got it built because I'm building them as I get my product in. And I'm just going to check the circuit and make sure I got the whips I need on it, and then I'll have the control box for the other fireplace done. And then when that's done, I'm actually going to build for the big 14-foot fireplace the control box, because I had to get a 150 watt power supply. This one that I had in stock was a 120. So I'm going to put a 150 in there, and it's going to be the end of that. So that probably, I'll send you the results. That's probably enough for now. All right, Mark, it's Mr. J again in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I did that video, and I was showing you that I was building the control boxes for the display in that the Galaxy showroom. And the truth is, both of the boxes that I used, the one for the kitchen and the one that's going on the fireplace, not the big fireplace, but the fireplace that they have in the showroom, and I'll send you pictures. That's going to be a display that we're going to have to show customers, right? And so it's going to be a 2-zone system. 1 zone will be the kitchen. The 2nd zone will be the fireplace. And so one of the things that I was concerned about was I'm putting the system in there, and there has to be a controller to control the fireplace, control the fire in the kitchen. And I was worried about somebody stealing it, somebody dropping it, somebody putting it someplace, and then they can't find it, any number of things. So I had to come up with a concept for some way to attach the controller to the display where the lights are going to be, so they couldn't walk away with it, or it couldn't be stolen, or any of that. So this is what I had made. I had these plexiglass, this beautiful 1/2-inch clear plexiglass, And I mounted the controller on here in such a way and put this pin in here, and that's what there's gonna be a chain and the chain is gonna be attached to the display. And with the pin in here, you can't get the controller out. Now, you could rip the controller out and break the little things that are holding the controller in place, but if, I can't imagine someone's gonna do that in the store. And so I made this really cool controller, this holder for the controller. This chain is attached to this, and then I'll attach it somewhere on the display, and then that'll sit on the counter of the kitchen. And then right next to that, I haven't gotten them yet, but I ordered them. They should be showing up any day. It's just called an acrylic presentation piece, and this thing, which I think I showed you once before, it says modular LED strip lighting for residential commercial applications, and it lists all the things about the lights, and then it says lifestyle LED for a greener lifestyle. Now there's no phone number on here, no website, just lifestyle LED. And I made this way intentionally so that I could put it next to the controller, so people would know that the lights are getting there from Lifestyle LED, but that they have to talk to the store to make the purchase, and that's why it says available here. So it says available here, so you want to get Lifestyle LEDs, and then the display will be lit up, and here's the controller. So that's the whole system. So when I put a demo system in a store, the display is the demonstration. I have enough of these plexiglass things to make several of these controllers, and they just got a little footy, so it sits up kind of nice. And then I have several of these display things for this, and so that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting the light system in, controller, display, and then they'll get a price sheet, so that they can sell the product, and that's basically the whole system.